You gotta go after me.
But here it is.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for your patience as we kind of get situated here with our group of panelists. I want to welcome you all to the Get in the Game Supplier Resource Hub, our first webinar and Q&A session. We're so excited for you all to join us. We're going to start with a brief round of introductions and then a few notes on housekeeping for the webinar. In the meantime, hopefully the chat is accessible to all of you. Please feel free to drop your name, your business, and your location in the LA region. And we can start the conversation off that way. So good morning. My name is Joelle Shalia. I'm a senior manager marketing here at Next Street. You'll hear more about Next Street in a moment from my colleague, but I am serving as your moderator today, and I'm going to pass it off to Samela.
Hi, everyone. My name is Samela. I'm a senior manager here at Next Street. And sorry, Joelle, are we doing a full round of intros before I kick it off?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So very excited to be here today. I will hand it off to Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela Gibson Shaw, president of the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, and it's better known as GLAAACC. Good morning.
Good morning, Daryl Salceda, chairman of the board of the Los Angeles Latino Chamber of Commerce.
Olivia Rios, Director of Operations at the LA Latino Chamber.
Good morning, Ana Sacida, Chair of the Corporate Advisory Board. Welcome.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, so just a few things about how we'll kind of progress here. Thank you so much for entering your information via chat. We have one more colleague from Next Street jumping on who will be doing our demo portion. I'm troubleshooting some link issues here for him in the background. But in the meantime, if you have questions about anything you're hearing from any of our panelists here today, we ask that you please use the Q&A feature on Zoom. You can find that on your bottom bar. It is a box with a question mark in it, and it says Q&A. That just helps me keep track of all of your questions. Feel free to keep dropping your names and businesses and locations in the chat. We love to see that too. But if you could please direct questions to Q&A, I have the ability to flag those for our group to either live answer or answer via chat. So we will do our best to track all of those. And then also, this is being recorded. We will send it around. You can also turn on closed captions should you need that now, or you can also view this back in translated closed captions. So, all right. And with that, I'll hand it back to you, Samela. She is going to give us an overview of Get in the Game.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So hi again, everyone, and welcome. Really, really excited and so glad that you all could join us today. It's been a great turnout. I want to start by giving a little background on the Get in the Game initiative itself. At its core, Get in the Game is really about strengthening the Los Angeles procurement ecosystem, right? So we want to make sure that small businesses have a real seat at the table as billions of dollars in sports, entertainment, and infrastructure projects come online over the next decade. Personally, a little about our firm, Next Street, and what we do. We're a mission advisory firm providing end-to-end solutions, which has been powered by our proprietary technology, national networks, and industry expertise for our clients to propel small businesses in their supply chains and communities. How we got here is coming out of COVID, a coalition came together to support local BIPOC-owned businesses in their recovery and long-term growth. That coalition is made up of us, Next Street, Vermont Slauson, the LA Chamber, and LISC. And we've been working together to create a digital front door for LA suppliers. The idea is to make it easier for businesses to access resources, programs, and support that help them get contract ready. And with so many major opportunities ahead in our region, the timing really couldn't be more important. Before we dive in, I also want to thank our core coalition partners, as well as our marketing partners. So the LA Latino Chamber and GLAAACC for co-hosting today's webinar, and also a big thanks to PACE LA and SCM SDC for helping us amplify Get in the Game, spread the word, and circulate across their networks. So highlighting the Supplier Resource Hub, which is a central access point for the Get in the Game network. This hub brings together more than 20 partners, offering resources such as one-on-one advising, a shared events calendar, and cohort-based programs throughout the year. Once you register, it's very simple. You'll be connected to advisor referrals across multiple organizations, so you're not limited to just one source of support. Getting started is simple. There's an intake form and a short questionnaire, which allows us to pair you with the resources that are best suited for your business. We'll walk through this process in more detail during the second half of the webinar. As I mentioned, this really is an exciting time for LA as well as LA-based businesses. Our goal with this platform is to equip suppliers with the knowledge, the skills, and connections they need to compete for and win contracts. We really want to ensure that local businesses are positioned at the forefront of all the opportunities that are coming our way. Again, a big thank you to everyone here today, and I will hand it back to Joelle.
Great, thank you, Samela. Again, if you have any questions about that overview, feel free to drop them in the Q&A. Otherwise, we are going to jump over to the LA Latino Chamber team, and we'll start with Anna.
Welcome, everyone. I want to thank everyone that we reached out to be a part of this. I know it was happening all the way to actually a couple of hours ago. Last night, we got a lot of great questions because what's really important at the LA Latino Chamber, if when opportunity comes, it's really up to you as a small business to take advantage of it and what you do with it. So I want to thank you. My role here is not only am I a business owner along with my husband, Daryl, but we are leadership of the LA Latino Chamber. So when Next Street reached out to us, it just meant what a great opportunity for us to really not only engage, but to be a really big part of this and be a strength in the resource that we're going to be providing everyone, especially our membership when it comes to these opportunities. What I've been asked to do is also be engaged in the mentorship advisory part of this, which we do already. And so it's a natural, again, opportunity for me to take on any of you who would really like an extended support for mentoring you when it comes to not only having a seat at the table, but really building your business infrastructure and taking advantage of all of these resources that we're about to share with you. It's going to be ongoing. It's not just when we are able to take advantage of these webinars, but as a chamber here, that's why Daryl, Olivia, and I are in this together with you. It will be ongoing. When COVID hit, there was a word that went around quite a bit, and that was essential. We have always been essential. We have always been essential to the businesses, especially the Latino businesses in our community. So again, thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. I'm going to hand it over to Daryl so that he can also share what he is doing here in regards to being a part of Next Street's opportunity here.
Well, good morning. How are you? My name is Daryl. And I guess through my many decades of understanding business development and this new legislation that we helped craft and get passed through the governor's office called AB 1392, which allows small businesses now to participate, is mandated on all the hospitals across the state of California. So as I was touring and visiting with these hospitals on the southern area of California, we found out that there's a need for these contract administrators. They don't have no idea on how to find small businesses or find small businesses that are adequate to meet the needs of their procurement opportunities they have available. So what we did for the last year and a half, and we got funding from the state of California, was to create our own URL. And what does that mean? The URL is a portal now that we have live, where we're inviting businesses that to enter your name into this boutique portal. We're thinking that this portal will have maybe 300 and at the max 500 companies that are the elite companies that are able to provide services. In that portal, we have this thing called B2B, which is one of the most important components of this portal. Is we're talking business owners to business owners. Like myself, I just got a phone call for a contractor that needs to do some, not only designing, but to do some engineering work. So in that portal, we'll be putting in another request for businesses that are interested in assisting our customers. So B2B means you could have a job and you're looking for somebody to help you get this task done. You enter it into our portal, somebody will answer it, and hopefully you'll have an opportunity to interview a vetted company. And again, I'm going to say vetted because we have a team here that makes sure that you have the past performance to provide services to our customers. We will make sure that you have the funding. We'll make sure that that we set you up to become a tier 1. That's listo. I hand it over to Olivia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And Get in the Game is an exceptional platform that is going to be readily available for those who are on our call, specifically small businesses. As Anna had shared, we really are dedicated into promoting our businesses. We, through this webinar that we're hosting today, we made sure that the businesses who needed to be here are online with us. Not only that, but it's really essential for the chamber and organizations such as GLAAACC to really step up and be of service to our businesses, especially with Get in the Game. Los Angeles is going to be the mega city for the next couple of years, with a couple of events coming up that are going to shatter our city. We need to ensure that we're going to be ready, that we're going to have the right vendors in place, and it's going to strengthen our community, especially in the procurement area. So it's really vital to join us. We have a dedicated webpage that does share what Get in the Game does. And, once again, we need to make sure that it's a long-term growth for all of our businesses, that as we recover from the pandemic and, COVID is still lingering, that we provide opportunities for those who are really in the game. And I hand it back to Jolie.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for that overview, team. I am seeing a few questions come in, and we will circle back to those. It looks like they're general questions, but I will do my best to either answer them in the Q&A or we'll post them to live after we walk through the demo on the back half of this webinar. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Angela Gibson with GLAAACC.
Thank you, Joelle. And again, good morning, everyone. This is a fabulous turnout. There are almost 150 people here with us today, and everybody's dropping in their company and just kind of doing some virtual networking. And so this is great to see all of these small businesses showing up. It's just a testament to how important this initiative is. Again, good morning. As mentioned, my name is Angela Gibson Shaw, and I serve as the president of GLAAACC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce. And at GLAAACC, we're very excited to partner with Get in the Game LA and also to partner with the LA Latino Chamber of Commerce as we help prepare small and diverse businesses to take full advantage of the transformational opportunities coming to Los Angeles for all of these upcoming global games, from the FIFA World Cup to the Olympics and the Paralympics. And then there's a Super Bowl, some WWE, some NBA All-Star Game, lots of opportunities in the City of Angels. And we're glad that you're here today to learn more about them. This event is going to offer significant contracts and opportunities. And our mission today, and as moving on, will be to ensure that small, local, and diverse businesses are at the table and that they are ready to compete. I think that's so key, that they're ready to compete. Let me tell you a little bit about GLAAACC. GLAAACC was founded by our visionary chairman, Gene Hale, with a clear purpose. American-owned businesses across Los Angeles. Throughout the years, we've built some impactful programming that educates, equips, engages, and connects and empowers our members. And let me share a little bit with you some of the programs that we offer. We have a series called GLAAACC in the AM, and it's our educational series offering technical assistance and timely resources. And as Daryl mentioned, we really are trying to sit at the table and get to the table with our hospitals And on September 25th, we have a webinar, a virtual meeting, how to do business with Cedars. And so, Daryl, thank you for your leadership in that role and that initiative. We also have member meetups and social mixers, of course, both in person and virtually. And these events foster networking and critical business alliances that you develop while delivering basic business fundamentals. We also have our Business Evolution program, and it's a members-only entrepreneurial boot camp with initiatives with programs designed to build you for contract readiness and also to assist our businesses to be able to grow and scale. Again, that is going to be so key as we take advantage of these global games that are coming up. We provide leadership, information, training, tools, coaches, and mentors, and that's our Business Evolution program. We also invest in the next generation of young leaders. We have an education fund that provides tuition and scholarship funds to aspiring entrepreneurs that are leaving high school on their way to colleges all across the country, and we provide them with all kinds of support. And then we also have a Women in the C-Suite leadership program where we help women leaders build and sharpen their skills and create lasting, long-time relationships. And so again, we're just very excited to partner with the Get in the Game LA. This represents an exciting new chapter in how we support our small business community. We're proud to have 3 incredible GLAAACC staff that helps initiate all of these things that we do. And they are here in the chat putting in the information of how to get in touch with us. It's Naomi Scott, Courtney Walls, and Jessica O. Davis. And I'd like to thank them for all of their support. They are an awesome staff that we have here. And so again, thank you so much for joining us today. And please, please, please make it a point to take advantage of all of the resources that both of our organizations have to offer. And with that, thank you so much. And I'll turn it back to Joelle.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for the overview. I just want to take a moment and pause here for a few questions that we've had coming in through the Q&A. So I know each of your organizations spoke a little bit about this. So just to set the stage, and Tyler's going to get into this a little bit more with the demo. So the Supplier Resource Hub is really designed as a readiness platform. So what that means is he's going to walk us through a lot of tools and resources, advisors that are available to help advise you and get you ready to apply for contract opportunities. At this time, the platform itself does not feature open RFPs. That's where we lean into our partners such as LA Latino Chamber and GLAAACC to work with you to understand what open contract opportunities exist. So there are a few questions in here around the Olympics and the World Cup, and know that our team is very dedicated to getting you the most timely information possible about both of those major sporting events, as well as the Super Bowl, City of LA engagements, and so forth. Right now, the platform will push you out to different resources that Tyler will show us that will kind of help guide you in the right direction of which opportunities you should be looking at. In terms of the World Cup, we are working right now actually on figuring out the best way to aggregate all of the information we are receiving on behalf of the LA Sports and Entertainment Commission. I am going to drop a link in the chat as we move through the demo. This is a resource that just came online at the end of last week, so we're in the process of getting it uploaded to the hub, which Tyler will show us resources in a moment. But this is direct opportunities that have now been announced from FIFA for small businesses looking to procure contracts for the World Cup. And there are very specific industries and specializations that they are looking for. So one of the open questions in the chat was just very much touching on making sure small, diverse suppliers best position themselves and have a seat at the table. So that was kind of a broad strokes. I welcome anyone else in here if you're viewing the chat as a panelist here or the Q&A. If you have any other answers to the open questions here that you'd like to touch on before we move into the demo, I can definitely hold here.
I do have something to say. I
Yeah.
think what we are finding, and the reason why Daryl and his team built Listo, is because many businesses are out there doing really great things. What we want to do is we really want to strengthen how your profile looks and your capabilities look, because it could make or break that opportunity for you to seek a contract that should be given to you, and yet your capabilities don't speak it. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we really engage at different levels, whether it's additional webinars or it's being advised by the teams to ensure that you have any questions and we take a look at it and we kind of pre-vet. We put together this process where we're pre-vetting the vetted process. Because again, through history and through, just circumstances that have come our way, now we're not even waiting for the games. There's actually contracts that Listo has already given out. We're realizing there could be just be very minimal, requirements that they're not aware of that they need to, again, relate and put it into their capability statement, as I mentioned. And so again, that's what we want to do too. There's a, what would you call that period? That preparation period to ensure that, even before you get to the table, we're capable and ready. And some of them that we're advising, we're realizing too that we as small businesses, sometimes we're so one-dimensional. And I say that in a good way because that's where your strength, but I think we're so much more than being that one-dimensional small business. There's other services that we could provide, and diversity in regards to diversifying your skill sets and even the services you provide is a big deal. And I've watched Daryl and his team ensure that some of these businesses are understanding that. So again, there is really a process at hand and a great opportunity for us to really build our businesses and their capacities in the forefront.
And I think like what Anna was saying is Listo. So Listo is designed to give vetted companies hands-on training. So we talk about training, we're talking about, how do we elevate these businesses to be ready for the Olympics or FIFA? Well, we could do all the training webinars we want to, but how do you really truly get these companies ready, to understand what it takes to work for these kind of entities? So as you get vetted in Listo, we have a program where we put you in to learn how to write a winning proposal. Then we put you through another program that gets you ready for any type of financing. We have an insurance group that works with us now that will make sure you have the adequate insurance that you need to provide a winning proposal, right? So what Listo's done is, in the last few months, we're working with some partners of ours up in the Parks and Recs, and we're working with childcare providers, and we're building these facilities with Listo vetted businesses. But the intention is to vet you and to make you understand, to take you to the next level. We want to introduce you to now get in the game. Where get in the game now is another level, but at least you'll be able to comprehend the language or the verbiage or the acronyms of what it takes to understand how to take advantage of these contracted opportunities. So I think that that's critical when you're trying to elevate your businesses through our organization. And I'm sure GLAAACC is doing the same thing as well.
That's right, Daryl. And that's one of the reasons that we're here is we are one of your one-stop shops. And we are the ones that have a seat at the table. We are in conversation with the World Cup folks, with the Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission, with LA28, because we want to ensure that there are opportunities that are created specifically and set aside for small, local, diverse businesses. And I wanted to share it. If you contact us at GLAAACC, I can send you this information. But we just got information for the upcoming World Cup that there are some potential opportunities in audiovisual, carpet and flooring, event production, heavy equipment. And so there's a list of opportunities that goes on, and they will ask you to submit an interest form. And so, nothing comes easy. So it's going to be a process that you're going to have to go through. But then they say that their criteria, because each criteria could be different. But again, the Latino Chamber and the African American Chamber, we have all of that one-stop information so that y'all are not running around everywhere trying to get to see what do I need, how do I get access to capital, how do I get a mentor, what's the way that I get there, who's giving out the latest, when is the next one. We have that information for you. The criteria for the World Cup, the program criteria is the business is the direct source of the goods and services that they provide. The business has an established office in the greater Los Angeles area since 2022. The business is event ready and has the capacity to work on contracts related to FIFA World Cup 2026 immediately. And the business is in good standing with the Secretary of State for the state of California. So those are some of the key basic requirements to work on the World Cup. The LA 28 will be different. The NBA 28 will be different. But again, that's this vehicle that's being created to give you all of that information, that one-stop shop. And so we are at the table on your behalf. And so thank you for the question. I think that's very important.
I'm going to call out another question. I think it would be great for both of your organizations to answer. Will you provide opportunities for us to team up with other like businesses to bid for bigger contracts?
So we have classes that we are creating for, they will be called joint ventures. They will be called teaming agreements, because you don't necessarily want to merge over capacity to be able to go after those contracts. And so we will be offering those kinds of training webinars that address those issues. Daryl, Anna?
Okay, I'll answer that question. Actually, we have for the last, well, since this year, I would think, yes, we are elevating. So what we do is myself, and we have another 3 or 4 other companies like myself that have the adequate bonding and the past performance. And what we're doing is we're taking the tier 2s and we are making them tier 1s. So what does that mean? Well, that means if you work for a company and they're the ones that are taking the lead, you don't get, and you're not able to take advantage of that past performance, then it really does you any good. So what I've done is we have a program now where everybody's prime. If you're a painter, you're a prime. If you're a plumber, you're a prime. So we're issuing prime opportunities to help elevate them. But as part of the contract we offer you, we're also encouraging them to elevate another business that's waiting in the dugout to take advantage of these opportunities. So we're right now, again, we're working 5 county-wide from Bakersfield to Imperial Valley through the IE and San Diego, and we're using this program, and it's on its pilots. It's being a pilot right now, but it's working really well. But again, it's giving the business an opportunity to learn and make money. So I think that at least those, I'm very confident that it's gonna, next year should be, a model that we should all follow at Chamber of Commerce.
Might I add too, I think the other thing too is this is really a strong network of partnerships here. And I think let's not wait till we end this opportunity to say, maybe what has been formulated here and we're supposed to build upon isn't working. I think it's constant feedback to say this is going to be successful, because if we keep thinking we're going to do this and we're setting people up to fail, it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 5 times for people then to report, well, this isn't working. We don't want to do that. We're in this together. We need to be successful. As Daryl mentioned, we're always realizing here that it's just not a one-time thing. We're constantly mentoring, whether it's Olivia getting them through to different resources, or Daryl and I'm mentoring them and ensuring that they're given other additional resources. That it's constant mentorship. It's constant partnership. It really is business to business, and the business starts with the leadership in the LA Latino Chamber. Many of these businesses that are on this call right now, I would hope they would be able to share with you that there is no wrong answer. There is no time that we won't take for them to help them and get them the resource. And if we are the resource, then to find out the time where we can pretty much partner with them to get them through this process. But yeah, it really is ongoing, and we can see it's going to be a lot of work. But at the same time, I think we're not even just waiting for these games to come. We're already getting calls that the city is in preparation. They're looking out to see if we are ready. And the next challenge, of course, is going to be workforce. A lot of us are challenged with that. But at the same time, there's a lot of companies willing and ready to do the preparation as well and get some of these smaller contracts.
Thank you all. I have a few other very industry specific questions rolling in, so I am going to hold on those just to make sure that we have enough time to walk you through specifics related to onboarding. I know a good percentage of you have not yet had exposure to the Get in the Game Supplier Resource Hub, so we're going to take a moment to walk you through signing up for an account, onboarding, the types of questions, and we really welcome you to do that alongside us. So with that, I'm going to introduce my colleague, Tyler Patterson, to walk us through this next portion and demo. And please do keep your questions coming. I'll continue to watch the chat.
Thanks, Joelle. And thank you all for joining today to learn more about the Get in the Game initiative. Really great to see the turnout here and interest. Want to spend the next 20 minutes or so talking about the Get in the Game LA Supplier Resource Hub. And as Joelle mentioned, walking through the quick onboarding flow. Definitely encourage you all who don't have accounts yet to follow along with me as I kind of go through these steps. I will put the link into the chat. I see other people have put it in as well. And so feel free to click that link and kind of follow along as I walk through this.
Yeah, and I'll just interject. I know there's like differences in the URLs. So we have a vanity URL that is directing to the site, which is getinthegamela.com. So keep that one in your brain. The other one, .nextstreet.com, that is our hosting domain, but all will not matter in a few weeks when our URL structure changes. So just remember getinthegamela.com.
Yes, please use the one that Joelle shared and ignore mine. Awesome. I want to share screen. Real quickly, just a little bit about the LA Supplier Resource Hub. I know folks have alluded to it on the call, but it really is intended to serve as a centralized digital platform that connects small businesses and suppliers to the resources that they need to become procurement ready. We know that LA region has a rich ecosystem of supplier support programs, but businesses often struggle to navigate to them. And so the hub really is going to provide a streamlined way for you all to access one-on-one advisory services, training programs, critical resources, and more. Joelle mentioned this earlier, but importantly, this platform is not a procurement marketplace. It is all about supplier development. The goal is to ensure that suppliers are prepared and equipped to take advantage of major contracting opportunities, including those related to the Olympics, World Cup, and regional infrastructure projects. We still do want to help connect to opportunities like Procure LA, RAMP, and more through the hub. But again, it's all about supplier development. So with that, we'll want to kind of take you through the hub, the quick onboarding flow, and what you can kind of find inside the hub once you are logged in. Before logging in, you can kind of see that you're able to get a sense of what's in the hub in terms of the support and resources available, how the platform works, who we serve as a hub and as a program, frequently asked questions. And so, appreciate all the questions coming through the chat. If you don't get to them all or you have additional ones, definitely would encourage you to take a look through the FAQs that are on the hub. We also have a news and stories tab. So you can see featured videos as we publish them through this initiative. We also have news and articles, and it's really just a great way to kind of stay up to date on all the great things that are happening within the ecosystem and within the Get in the Game initiative specifically as well. I have the ability right here. Again, encourage you all who don't have accounts to kind of follow along with me here. But I'm going to click create my free account, and this is how I get started. You'll see here, we're going to ask a few questions about your business. So who you are, who your business is. This is really to inform the matchmaking component of the platform, which I think, in my opinion, is one of the biggest value adds of it. We use the information that small businesses put in the onboarding flow to really make personalized recommendations across courses, advisors, resources. And so again, it really helps us kind of deliver the right content and make, kind of right fit recommendations for what you're looking for and what your business needs are. So don't get overwhelmed with this. Again, it's really to help personalize the experience for you. And I'll start with my name, my email, I will create a password, and it will let me know if my password is not long enough. And then I will agree to NextStreet's terms of use, which you can click here, and then privacy policy as well. So I'll check that. If you're following along with me, it's going to ask for me to confirm my email. And so I will just go after setting up my login information to my email to confirm my account. I just did that on my phone. Once I do that, I have an option to create a multi-factor authentication. Definitely recommend this because it adds an extra layer of security and makes it harder for folks to kind of access your account. But I will skip this step for now. And you're able to skip it too if you don't want to go through it. Also, I should mention that
I'm going to pause for just 1 minute. We had a chat come through. Can everyone see Tyler's screen? I just want to make sure everyone can see Tyler's screen. If you can drop a note quickly in the chat. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. And this again will be sent around in recording.
Appreciate everyone coming through. Awesome. Again, if you need help too, hopefully you're following along. But if you need help throughout it all, feel free to click the Need Help button, and you can kind of get direct, personalized support with whatever questions you have through this onboarding, or even after you create your account. So this is a great resource to ask questions, provide any feedback as well. And so definitely encourage you to use this. So once I register, I will create my profile. And again, this is really helping inform kind of the matchmaking component of the hub. So it has my name already. I'm gonna then click my business page. And so again, this is gonna help connect to the right resources. We have specific resources and advisors who specialize or focus in different business stages. And so we wanna make sure that we understand what stage of business you are so that we can get the right resources and make the right advisor connections for you. And so if I'm a startup business, and that just means how we are defining it here, that my business has generated revenue for less than a year. If I'm a pre-startup, I have not launched my business, nor have I generated any revenue. And then for operating, we're defining that as I've generated revenue for 1 or more years. I will just click the startup one, but definitely, take a look at these definitions and click the one that's most appropriate and apt for you. Then it's going to ask for my business details. So what's my legal business name? The Tyler's Computer Repairs. Obviously put in your real business name. I will select my business structure. So if I'm an LLC, I'll select that. If I'm a limited partnership, I'll select that, nonprofit, etc. Other, you have the ability to specify as well. I'm going to put the launch date of my business. So let's say May 2022, number of full-time employees, including yourself. Say I had 6. Then it asks me the percent woman-owned as well as minority-owned. And so I will say no for woman-owned. I will say yes for minority-owned. Again, please put those that are relevant for you. It'll ask if I hold any business diversity certifications. And so again, this kind of helps us understand the resources that we need to recommend for you. If I don't have any diversity certifications, but I'm interested in it, I can click this. And this will, when I go through the onboarding, recommend organizations and resources that can help me get the certifications that I'm looking for. And so I'll click that for now. But if you have a minority business enterprise certification, a woman business enterprise certification, click any and all that apply for you. We'll continue.
I'm going to pause you, Tyler, just for a question that came in. May I register both my nonprofit and for-profit business? And do you need 2 separate accounts to do so?
So I would say if you want to register them both, I would say please set up 2 separate business accounts. We don't kind of gatekeep the accounts. And so if you do have multiple businesses under different business structures, definitely encourage you to do that, because again, your nonprofit is probably going to have different business needs and growth trajectories than your LLCs or your LPs. And so in that sense, it is very helpful to kind of go through the multiple onboardings just so that each one has, the relevant resources recommended to it. Yeah, and Joel, please feel free to keep stopping me throughout this all. I'm not really keeping an eye on the chat.
No problem.
I will
Keep
then
going.
put my street address in. So whatever your business address is, if you don't have a business address, you work from home, put in your home address. It should automatically fill in your zip code once you put in the kind of street there. Then I'll select the industry my business is in. If you're a pre-startup, please just select the industry that you're looking to start your business in. And so let's say I am in, well, I'm doing computer repairs. So let's say professional and technical services. And let's say I do have a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, we're not judging you on this question. We, again, just want to know what are the right resources to give to you. So please answer these honestly. We'll push us forward. It then gets into contracting status. So wanting to understand where you are in terms of supplier contracting status. We have the different definitions here across prime, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 suppliers. Or if you're not yet a supplier, you can select that as well. Again, encourage you to kind of take a look at these different definitions under these titles to see which one best fits your business. I will select tier 2 supplier and click continue. Then it'll ask me about my current customers. So what industries do my current customers operate in? Again, I can select any and all that apply here. And so let's say consumer, right, for consumer electronics, computer repairs company, professional services. Let's say I get some from the construction industry as well. And so these are where my customers are coming from. Who are my current customers? And so again, select any and all, small businesses, large businesses, government agencies, and individual consumers. So let's say for me, it's just small businesses and consumers. But if you are selling to government, larger businesses, please select those. I'll also select the geographies I serve. And so let's say I serve statewide and local. And then contracts that my business has been awarded in the past 12 months. This really helps us measure the impact of the program. And so we want to, of course, as GLAAACC and LA Latino Chamber have mentioned at the top of the call, we really want to help businesses prepare for contracting opportunities. And one way for us to assess how well we're doing with the hub is understanding from you all as small businesses where you are currently in terms of your contracting, and then kind of assessing, in a year or 2 years down the line where you are with contracting, just so we can, again, kind of understand that impact. But let's say for now, in the last 12 months, I've been awarded 5 contracts for a total dollar value of $150,000. This step might take a little bit of time for folks that are walking through this live with me. And so if you do have this information, please put it in. If not, don't get discouraged. Feel free to just kind of keep it here and revisit it when you have the information. We'll click continue. It's going to ask me about my target or future state customers. So what are the customer segments I'm looking to grow in or expand to? So I already clicked the ones that I currently sell to. These are ones that I'm looking to grow to sell to. And so let's say I'm looking to start selling to construction, as well as finance and consulting, and then even resilience infrastructure. I can note those here. Again, if you have any questions around what these kind of apply to, you can click this question mark right here, and it'll go through examples of different sectors. Who are the buyers or customer groups we aim to work with in the future? Again, selecting all that apply. So right now I work with individual consumers and small businesses, but let's say I'm really looking to also grow and sell to government agencies. You can click that here, and then I'll click my interest in expanding to new markets. So I'm currently operating locally and statewide. If I want to expand to national and global markets, I can select those here. If I'm really not interested in expanding, I can select that as well. Again, this is a question that we're going to use to assess how well the hub is doing in terms of providing value to you all as small businesses. If you're looking to grow and expand, we want to make sure that you're able to do that and you have the support that you need through the hub to kind of achieve those business goals.
Tyler, are you okay if I pause for a few questions?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So one question just came in. Can we update some of this info after the fact? Contract award history, for instance, is there an ability to update your profile?
That's a great question. Yeah. And so another thing you can do besides waiting, I probably should have mentioned this, is you can just put in a filler number if you don't know it for now, and then revisit it later. And so I can show you that too. Once you're done with this onboarding, you always have the ability to go back and edit, update anything in this kind of onboarding flow. Encourage you if you can as you go through this to provide accurate kind of numbers. But again, if you just want to put in a placeholder, you can do that and then revisit it.
A couple of questions too about certification. So if a business is currently in the application process for a certification, does that change their ability to onboard to this platform? I can say confidently no, but feel free to speak to updates there. I think it's a similar process.
Right. Yeah. So feel free to select if you're in the process that you have that certification, and then if it turns out that you don't get it for whatever reason, you can always go back and unselect that. And it will update, the platform will update such that now it knows, okay, you need support, with these other certifications, and kind of direct you appropriately to the right supports there. And so again, as things change within your business, or you kind of get updated information, feel free to always kind of revisit that in your profile section after you onboard.
Okay, this one is very specific, but then I will move us on. As a caterer, do I mention industries that hire me to cater, or do you tie it back to food-related customers, event companies, prime caterers?
I think there's a question on both. So who are your current customers, and then who are your current customers and who you sell to? And so you can, kind of note any of those entities, government agencies and or individual consumers, small businesses, larger businesses, etc. I don't know if that answers that question.
Yeah, and then can we consider current customers to be any organization that we have done business with in the last 12 months?
Yes, I would say yes. Exactly right. Awesome. I will push us forward. It's gonna now getting into the financial health. And so I'll insert my approximate annual revenue for last year. Let's say it was 300,000. Let's say I did earn a profit, and that my annual net profit last year was 50,000. It'll ask me how much revenue I expect to make this year. And so let's say I expect to grow a little bit in terms of my revenue and do anywhere between 500,000 and 1 million. Again, we kind of have these brackets, and so please select just the one that feels most appropriate for your business trajectory, your growth needs, etc. Then we get into business needs. So this is kind of not that the rest was not fun, but this is kind of the fun part, right? What are the different topics and business needs that we're interested in building knowledge in and getting support with? And so I can select growth strategies for me if I'm interested in that. Tech adoption, maybe I really want to become more literate in my technical capabilities, as well as my financial advisory and investment planning. And I also want funding options. Who doesn't want access to capital? And so I will select those options. Again, select any and all that apply for you. Let's say importing and exporting as well. Contracting needs. So these are very specific to what you're looking for contracting. For me, for my business, it's finding contracts as well as getting ready to prepare for contracts, and I'll select those two. But for you, if it's the kind of later stages where it's the contract negotiation or even the contract compliance, definitely select those. Or if you don't have any needs or you don't know currently, you can select none or not applicable. And then again, can always go back and change those as your needs update or change.
I'm seeing a question in the chat. Is there a deadline by which the onboarding process needs to be completed?
No deadline. We encourage you to join, create an account whenever you can. Hopefully some of you are doing it with me, but after this call, definitely do it then. If you have time to do it sometime later this week, do it then. whenever kind of works best for you. Again, I would say, you know, make sure you have kind of 10, 15 minutes to go through these all, but beyond that, no deadline or time frame for which this needs to be completed.
We
It might
do,
log you out if you start it, but you know, you can always go back and finish where you left off.
we do only have about 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure we
Yeah.
get through the rest of Tyler's onboarding here. So I'm going to hold the rest of the questions to the very end if that's okay. And if we don't get to your question for some reason, we can certainly chat via email.
I'll go pretty quickly through the rest of this. Discuss about my funding needs. So if I'm looking for debt and grants, I will select that. I will select how much funding I do need. So say I need 150,000, that's what I'm looking for. And I needed to purchase more equipment, as well as expand marketing. Again, if you have needs that aren't listed here, please specify in this other box. It'll ask my job title, so I'm CEO, my contact number, my preferred language, the gender I identify with, and then race and ethnicity. So say Black, African American, and white. It will also ask sexual orientation. You can click prefer not to say, veteran status, and then disability status. Continue. It'll ask if I've worked with a partner providing resources to businesses before. And so let's say I've worked with GLAAACC and I've worked with the LA Latino Chamber of Commerce. I can select them here. It'll ask if I participated in procurement training. Let's say no. And I heard about the Get in the Game Hub through word of mouth. But if you heard about it through one of the partners here today or the procurement fair, please select that. It helps us kind of understand the different channels that folks are coming through. After this, my registration is complete and I can click complete registration. After that, it tells me again, my profile is complete and I can continue to the resources. Right away, you'll see that I have a recommended for you page. This is all of what I was talking about. The work that you put in through that onboarding flow is now going to pay off because I have advisors that are recommended for me based on my business needs. I also have courses that are recommended to me based on my business needs, resources and programs from our partners. We have great resources and programs from GLAAACC, from the LA Latino Chamber, from all of our great partners on the hub, as well as events. And so another great opportunity to see easily virtual and in-person webinars, workshops, events, etc. So these are everything recommended to me across all of these different kind of learning types. If I want to go specifically into each of them, I can do that through these various tabs. If I want to look just for connection to advisors, I can do that on this advisors tab. It'll make it easy to see upcoming past and referred sessions. And so, you know, everything in one place, and the ability to search advisors based on a lot of different filters. So business stage, contracting need, industry, etc. Again, the recommended for you is going to have ones that we recommend, but if you want to just go to the advisors page and kind of filter yourself, feel free to do that. And this has kind of, again, access to all the advisors. See here, Anna, Daryl, and the rest of our great advisors that are supporting this effort. It's really cool, right? So I can see the advisors. I can click about to see more about their areas of expertise, about them, the organization that they come from, languages that they support, etc. And then the ability to really easily schedule time in a couple of clicks. And so I can do a 30-minute session, a 15-minute session, and it will schedule directly on my calendar, which is really great and makes it really easy for you all, I hope, right, to get kind of very quick and free access to advisors. And so a really great value out of the platform. Courses, again, a list of different courses around preparing for contracts, marketing strategies, etc. I can, again, filter through them. Events, I can see all of the upcoming events, again, virtual and in person. Have a lot of great opportunities. We've talked about LA 28 on this call. We have a great fireside chat coming up with LA 28's Eric Aldridge. And so definitely encourage you all to join the hub and register for this event. as well as the other events that we have going on that are brought to you all by our partners. The last thing I'll show is just the resources and programs. We have the ability to see and explore programs. These are different cohort programs offered by our partners. You'll be able to easily apply online or read more if you want to learn more about the opportunity. You can see the timeline if they have any. A lot of these are rolling applications, which is great. And then the ability to just explore resources. And there are tags for them, so I can see guidebooks, on-demand training, funding opportunities, advisory services, different portals, etc. And so again, I can kind of filter through these resources based on my needs, business stage, resource type. So let's say I only want to see educational articles. I can click that and it'll just filter for educational articles. If I just want to see funding, again, I can click that and just see funding in one place. And so again, the filters are really great and makes it easy, hopefully for you to find everything that you're looking for. I know I went through that super quickly, but we're, I know, at time. Joelle, I don't know if there
Yeah, one
questions
quick answer. Someone asked why put in net revenue profit. So that helps us match you with the right advisor based on your stage of business. I know we're technically at time. Just wanted to give our two partners, LA Latino Chamber, Angela with GLAAACC, a quick moment to say anything else that you would like to. And once again, in reminder, we will be emailing this webinar recording out. The last thing I'll say is if you started the registration process, I know there's not a time limit. Our email system will prompt a reminder to you within 2 business days to remind you to finish out your application as well. Over to you, Daryl, and then Angela, if you have any final thoughts.
Yeah, I want to thank Sandra Choi for reaching out. I'm going to be setting up an appointment to speak with her development group. Thank you so much for reaching out to me via email. And no, I'm just excited. I know that our program is a little bit, non-traditional, but I do believe that, providing, providing this type of hands-on is really going to help elevate these companies. So I'll pass it to Anna.
I just want to thank everyone else, and I know this was a lot that Taylor was sharing with us, and onboarding is just that. It's a process. And so that's why we are in this with you. So don't let any of this get discouraged. Again, it's the first time you've seen a lot of this. Even when I was onboarding, Tyler had to help me through this. So it's a lot. But again, don't get discouraged. And we're in this together. It's
Talk about the, some of the icons that are there. We need to add, supportive services as well,
Yeah.
Because it's not just construction. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff
specialties.
that a specialty button that, have all the other services. Like somebody was asking about catering, janitorial. We're talking about, barricades. We're talking about temp restrooms. We're talking about anything and everything that's also supports these larger games that are coming to town. And as I was watching you, Tyler, I didn't see any of that drop down. And again, like Anna said, I would say that the groups that are there, the 140-ish businesses, that don't get discouraged because there is opportunities available.
And then if I may add one thing, please follow us. We're here to help you. I mean, there's no other chamber where you get the chairman who picks up the phone, or Anna, also in our leadership team, who picks up the phone and actually helps you. Part of being a mentor on this Get in the Game is to support you, the business, and our community. So if you're not following us yet, please do so. Log into LAACC.org and we'll help you.
Any final thoughts, Angela?
Yeah, I put in the chat that the key to success is to be prepared. And so stay connected to all of us. Get the information, the training, and the resources that you need so that you can be competitive. We want you to get business ready, bank ready, and contract ready. And I also was typing and wanted to share, don't just prepare for the contracts at LA8 or the contracts at World Cup. There's going to be street celebrations, cultural celebrations. All of the countries that are coming into Los Angeles, they're going to need support too. And so just get ready, and it may be at any level, but stay connected so that you can be connected to all of the opportunities. And you'll be hearing more about that. It's really going to ramp up in 2026. It may feel slow now, but when it takes off, guys, it's going to take off. And you don't want to be late, and you don't want to be left out, and we don't want that for you either. So get connected, stay connected. This is not for the faint of heart.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
well said. And just so everybody knows, along with this recording, I will send through contact information for the panelists that you heard from today in case you have further questions. All right.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you,
all.
everyone.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.